Good day, I'm Aliyah Bryant, and here are some of the top news and sports stories in our midday news roundup.
Up first this afternoon, pressure is mounting on the government to remove Dr. Andrew Wheatley as a member of the cabinet following the Integrity Commission's report, which was tabled in Parliament yesterday. The Director of Corruption Prosecution has recommended that he be charged for illicit enrichment, knowingly making false statements in statutory declarations, and failing to provide information to the Director of Information and Complaints as required by law. At a press conference today, the People's National Party renewed calls for the Prime Minister to fire Dr. Wheatley, who is currently the Minister without portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister, responsible for science, technology, and special projects. More details are emerging about the third country national agreement between Jamaica and the U.S. The Gleaner is reporting that a diplomatic note from the U.S. Embassy in Kingston has revealed that a Jamaican cabinet member proposed an arrangement under which Jamaica could receive up to 10,000 third country nationals from the U.S. Now, according to the note, Minister without portfolio Audrey Marks made the proposal during a meeting with a U.S. Department of Homeland Security official at a conference in Miami in March. The disclosure comes amid controversy about the proposed arrangement. Jamaicans will soon have access to a new digital tool designed to improve transparency and accountability in the management of the country's road network. Making his contribution to the sectoral debate Wednesday, Minister with Responsibility for Works Robert Morgan says the government is developing a digital road register that will allow members of the public to search for roads, identify their ownership and classification, and report road defects. Users will also be able to submit reports of road-related problems with built-in image and location verification to ensure complaints are accurate and properly documented. Mr. Morgan says the register will support better planning, road classification, resource allocation, and performance monitoring across Jamaica's approximately 27,000-kilometer road network. Prominent businessman and hotelier Christopher Issa is encouraging Jamaican entrepreneurs to remain resilient and equip themselves with the right tools to grow their businesses despite challenging economic conditions. Addressing a Manchester Chamber of Commerce monthly meeting recently, Mr. Issa used a toolkit as a visual aid to drive home his message, stressing that success in business requires the right strategies, planning, and adaptability.
The most important thing is we don't want anybody falling around the treadmill. So as intense as we are about our work in the day, we realize that there is life outside of work. There's family, there's community, there's your faith, there's spirit, their area of interest. So we want always to let our staff know that you must keep everything in balance. We subscribe to what we call the drop dead rule. If you drop dead tonight, is the hotel going to open tomorrow?
While acknowledging that operating a business in Jamaica can be difficult, he maintained that with perseverance and the proper approach, businesses can thrive. He also pointed to existing labor laws as one of the challenges faced by employers, saying they can make it more difficult to effectively manage workplace issues involving employees.
We live in a very special country. There's no denying it. In fact, part of our problem, and I lament that business community, I don't think is doing what they should be doing in Jamaica a better place. And I would encourage you and your chamber to speak up, because this is what Jamaica is suffering from now. There are no voices out there in how we can build and calling for better Jamaica. Almost 70% of us do not vote. And the politicians, I find, are
Concerns are being raised about emergency shelter readiness in St. Thomas ahead of the hurricane season. Councillor Dinsdale Smith says the Arcadia Primary School, which is to be used as a shelter, has been declared unfit for use. He's calling on the Ministry of Education to ensure schools are prepared to serve as emergency shelters during the hurricane season.
We are in a situation where we have a cul-de-sac community with no approved shelter for the community. And so because of that, now we are in a dilemma Should we have an emergency situation, we have no shelter to go to.
He's also urging that the necessary repair work be carried out as soon as possible.
The Ministry of Education, whose responsibility and purview it is to have the schools ready and be in conditions suitable for students to attend, that school floods, and so it's declared unfit. The Ministry of Education should be responsible, or is responsible, for ensuring that the schools meet the standards for students to even attend.
And in news overseas, communities in Louisiana are on alert for more heavy rain as flooding concerns grow across parts of the southern United States. The first named storm of the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season, Tropical Storm Arthur, formed off the Texas coast before weakening into a post-tropical cyclone. Flooding in Texas has claimed at least 2 lives this week, while severe storms have also battered the Midwest, spawning tornadoes, damaging buildings in Illinois, derailing a freight train, and producing hurricane-force wind gusts in Iowa. Another possible tornado was also reported in